Hello and welcome to Haddo House. Haddo has been the home of the Gordon family of Methlick for many generations. The house is now owned and run by the National Trust for Scotland, but is still home to June Gordon, the 4th Marchioness of Aberdeen and Timea. It's from this beautiful home here at Haddo in Aberdeenshire and northeast of Scotland that I would like you to spend the next 50 minutes or so as I travel round my native Buchan singing some of my favourite songs. You can tell by the words of the songs that I'm going to sing, some of which are old and some of which are new, that time itself doesn't stand still, and with each new generation comes a huge amount of change. That leads us in to the first song and the title track, Generations of Change.
My father was a bailiff in a wee place at Capeley. He worked on the grun a' the days o' his life. By the time he made second, he said he reckoned he plewed mair nor half o' the East Newco Fife. He feet on it Randurst and Crawhill and Clippington, Campbell and Canby and Big Rennie's Hill. At Kingburns he was married, at Borehills he was married, and man, had he lived, he'd be plewing on still. For those days were his days, those ways were his ways, to follow the plew while his back was still strong. But those days have passed, and the time come at last for the weakness of age to make way for the young. I was nae for plewing, to the sea I was going, to follow the fish and the fisherman's ways. Rain, hail and sunshine, I watched the long run line, nae man mair contented his hale working days. I long lined the flood in Grandutchin, the Dogger bank took the big fish frae the deep devil's hole. I've side-trawled off Shetland and Faroes and Iceland, and weather much more than a body could thole. For those days were my days, those ways were my ways, to follow the fish while my back was still strong. But those days have passed, and the time come at last for the weakness of age to make way for the young. My sons they have grown, and away they have gone, to search for black oil neath the far northern seas. Like oilmen they walk, and like Yankees they talk. There's nae much in common tween my sons and me. They've rough-necked on Josephine, Forties and Nenny and Dunlin and Claymore and Fisher and Knock. They've made fortunes for sure, for on one run ashore they spent mair than I earned for my hale season's work. But these days are their days, these ways are their ways, to ride the rough rigs while their backs are still strong. But these days will pass, and the time come at last for the weakness of age to make way for the young. My grandsons are growing, to the school they are going. The long days of summer they spend here with me. They walk through the warm days, talk of the old ways, the cornfield, the codfish, the land and the sea. We walk through the fields that my father once tilled, talk to the old lads that once sailed with me. Man, it's been awfu' good, I've told them all I could, of the past and the present, what the future may be. For these will be their days, what will be their ways, what will they make o'er the land, sea and skies. Man, I've seen awfu' change, but it still seems gey strange to look at my world through a young laddie's eyes.
George S. Morris from Old Meldrum was a real famous character of the northeast of Scotland. Not only did he write and perform his own bothy ballads, but he was one of the first men ever to have them recorded. Here's one of his famous bothy ballads now, sung at the bridge at Howford at Strichen, and sums up the whole situation about the Buchan vet.
Now it's doon and a wee doon in Buchan. I've practised for near 40 years. I'm the man it's I saw here, horse or here nout, and they're looking a wee bit queer. If you notice a stark in the new go apart, with hair up and log singing doon, you'd instill your plummin to jump on his bike and get the best vet in the tune. So if you're all horse or your coo isn't pen, your duty is quite plain. Just ease in for me and I'll guarantee it'll never need a terrier again. No, in that with my gig and my shalty, I was dondering him afore dark. Well, I had a good drum, maybe twa, maybe three, when I saw men's gone throwst at a park. I cried a fine neck, but he never took heed, so I swore in I caught him a feel. But I found out in his day I'd been wasting my wind when I scarecrossed the top on a drill. So if you're all horse or your coo isn't pen, your duty is quite plain. Just ease in for me and I'll guarantee it'll never need a farrier again. No, in act as I get by the old kirkyard, I thought that I heard a queer soon. So I stop at my shalt and get in o'er the dyke, and I had a good look round and round. For I knew how could grave came my voice that I kent, so I says to myself, "Now you trouble," says the voice, "Oh, I'm called but a shield in the earth. You'll be better," says I, "ain't your habit." So if you're all horse or your coo isn't pen, your duty is quite plain. Just ease in for me and I'll guarantee it'll never need a farrier again. Just ease in for me and I'll guarantee it'll never need a farrier again.
Adam McNaughton from Glasgow, a great Scottish singer and folk writer, wrote a song a few years ago which has become one of my favourites. It's about the travelling folk from the Brechin area, written after the book which was written by Betsy White. It's called When the Yalla's on the Broom.
I ken you dinna like it last winter here in Toon, for the Scaldies are miscast and they try to bring us down. But it's hard to raise 3 bairns in a single flea box room. But I'll talk you on the road again when the yalla's on the broom. When the yalla's on the broom, when the yalla's on the broom, I'll talk you on the road again when the yalla's on the broom. The Scaldies cause tinker dirt and they scorn were bairns in school. But folk cares for the Scaldie thinks, for the Scaldie's but a fool. They never hear the Yarman song nor see the flaxen bloom, for their eye cooped up in bruises when the yalla's on the broom. When the yalla's on the broom, when the yalla's on the broom, their eye cooped up in bruises when the yalla's on the broom. They sail for pegs nor baskets new, seduced to bide alive. For if him to work it's Scaldies jobs, fin 9 o'clock till 5. But we canny man our master when we on the world round, and I'll bid farewell to Brechin when the Allah's on the broom. When the Allah's on the broom, when the Allah's on the broom, I'll bid farewell to Brechin when the Allah's on the broom. Now I'm weary for the springtime when we talk the road in Smare to the plantain and the perlin and the berry fields at Blair. When we meet up with our kinfolk via the country round, and the Guyana boot folk talk the road when the Allah's on the broom. When the Allah's on the broom, when the Allah's on the broom, when the Guyana boot folk talk the road when the Allah's on the broom. When the Guyana boot folk talk the road when the Allah's on the broom.
Since ever I was a wee loon, I've always had a heartfelt interest in singing the bothy ballads of North East Scotland. We're going to go now to the byre at Hare's How at Aden Country Park to sing one of the most famous, Drumdelgie.
There's a ferm tune up in Cairney, it's kent both far and wide, and it's called the Hash of Drumdelgie on bonny Devon side. It's 5 o'clock that we get up and hurry down the stair to get our horses corned and fed likewise to straw their hair. Now it's half an hour in the stable each day the kitch he goes to get started to our breakfast, which generally is brose. We've scarcely gotten our brose, we'll suck and gain our pints at high. And the grief he says, hello my lad, you'll be no longer nigh. It's 6 o'clock, the mull's put on to gear saw-struck work, and there's 12 his to work at her till he could ring our sark. At 8 o'clock the mull's put off and we hurried down the stair to get some quarters through the fun till daylight did appear. Now the clouds begin to gently lift, the sky begins to clear, and the grief he says, hello my lad, you'll be no longer here. It's sacks he heeled and tay the blue and sacks to caw the news, and the owls and they'll be after he was straight from their queens. It's pitting on the harness and drawing out the yoke. The drift young on sae very thick that we was like to choke. The drift young on sae very thick for the plough she wouldn't go. It was then the curtain did commence among the frost and snow. The Drumdelgie keeps a Sunday squeal, he thinks it is but right, for to teach the young and the innocent, the wife for to direct. Say fare ye weel Drumdelgie, and I'll bid ye adieu, and I'll leave ye as a god ye, a most uncivil crew.
The view from our foreign window at Green Park, New Aberdour, looks down the How into the Aberdour Bay in the North Sea. When I was 14 years old, the view on a cold winter's night when oil and fishing-related boats come to shelter in the bay inspired me to write a song about the change when the oil came to the northeast, and it's called The Northeast Shore.
Now the place that I bide is real close to my heart, and the thing that I love every day is when night's coming down and the boats they come in, take shelter in Aberdour Bay. Now the bay's at its best when the boats come to rest atween Dundarg and and the northeast shore is the coast fae Bucky te Peter he. Knew the northeast folk, they're great-hearted folk, and there's none can be dearer to me. But the old men do say that the Highlands steer away the youth frae the land of the sea. Sang with all fishing tunes like the broken port soil. There's been boats there for many long years, and it marks my heart sail to see the ports bare and the boats they lie tied off the pier. Of course time marches on and nothing stands still, but there's one thing I hope for and pray, that's to wake up one day and find there's a way for the youth to come back here to stay. Now the bay's at its best when the boats come to rest atween Dundarg and through here, and the northeast shore is the coast I adore, fae Bucky te Peter he. Aye, the northeast shore is the coast I adore, fae Bucky te Peter he.
Violet Jacob from Angus wrote a poem called The Norland Wind. Oh, tell me what was on your road, your roaring Norland wind, as ye come blawin' frae the land that's never frae my mind. My feet, they've travelled England, but I'm deein' for the north. My man, I've saw the siller tides run up the Firth o' Forth. To these words, Jim Reid wrote a beautiful tune and called the song The Wild Geese.
Oh, tell me what was on your road, your roaring Norland wind, as ye come blawin' frae the land that's never frae my mind. My feet, they've travelled England, but I'm deein' for the north. My man, I've heard the siller tides ran up the Firth o' Forth. I wend I ken them weel anew, and find they fa'n rise, and fin I feel yon creeping mist on yonder shore that lies. But tell me ere you pass them by, what saw ye on your way? My man, I've rocked the roving gulls that sailed abeen the Tay. But saw ye nothing lee in wind afore ye come to Fife? There's muckle lie in yond the Tay that's mair to me nor life. My man, I've swept yon Angus braes a henna trod for years. O wind, forgie a aimless loon that canna see for tears. And far abeen yon Angus straths I saw the wild geese flee, a long, long skein o' beaten wings with their heads towards the sea, and either crying voices trailed a hint them on the air. O wind, hae mercy, had ye wished, I darna listen mair. O wind, hae mercy, had ye wished, I darna listen mair.
There's no doubt that farm life in the northeast of Scotland around the turn of the century was a huge amount of hard work, toil and stress. At the end of a hard day, folk needed cheering up, and when the men returned to the bothies and chammers, they liked to get a bit of humour into things by singing songs such as this one by George Bruce Thompson of New Deer, MacFarlane at the Sprots of Burnie Boozy.
Afore that I'd been terrorised as I this while he'd been, I'd rather run for here to burst with biz and bath machine. I'd rather die for want of breath and pine for the winter love, and it's all because MacFarlane married Susie. Now Susie's conquered fedder, where mine would never agree, and I get over that gated city's dogging me. So I sent my friend MacFarlane around to see if he could do. MacFarlane, oh, the Sprots of Burnie Boozy. I dinna like MacFarlane, I'm safe in York Estate, 'cause luck would cast a shudder out of Sock's fed gate. He's soft as on a goblin and as slithery as a skate. MacFarlane, oh, the Sprots of Burnie Boozy. MacFarlane spoke a word for me, but plenty for himself. He raised the lasses at barley scones, or kebbuck under kale. Till her father cried out, "Sprutty man, just try your luck yourself." To MacFarlane, oh, the Sprots of Burnie Boozy. The MacFarlane is the grimmest chiel for 20 mile around. They buy his photograph to flag the rodents fae the tune. He kettled up his spunky desk and spearkin she'd come round, and be mistress to the Sprots of Burnie Boozy. I dinna like MacFarlane, I'll tell ye it's a fact. He's a nose for splitting hailstones and a humpy back. His legs like got a perka, elke step his knees can knack. MacFarlane, oh, the Sprots of Burnie Boozy. He said that he was able both to play and cope the ladle, with a leather out and treacle cast and car the churn for by. And another of his winners was that sawdust mixed with shunners was the spice for feeding hens at Burnie Boozy. An educated ostrich fae the wilds of Timbuktu, he had for scraping up his neep so he hidden them to poo. I never heard the like of that come out on a moo, but MacFarlane, oh, the Sprots of Burnie Boozy. I dinna like MacFarlane, it's off a bit, it's true. A pewter's bean was tempting Jock MacFarlane's moo. He couldn't wheel be grimmer, subs his bros up with a skimmer. MacFarlane, oh, the Sprots of Burnie Boozy. Oh, a dirly, oh, the teethic's nae particularly sweet, but love's the only pain in earth that ever got me great. It's like kittling children's round your heart instead of on your feet. They were aggravated with the sect of Susie. New friends and kind philosophers, you've heard what me befell. Never listen to the middleman, but do your work yourself. But I'll bet in my sarkin year a day in the market is Finnis and MacFarlane round to Susie. I dinna like MacFarlane, I'm fairly off a joke. I dinna like MacFarlane nor MacFarlane's folk. Miss Susie been a turtle, bring the chance or the spurtle, do now the heated joke of Burnie Boozy. Miss Susie been a turtle, bring the chance or the spurtle, do now the heated joke of Burnie Boozy.
I always think that no matter where you travel in life, and no matter how long you've been gone for, there's always something very special about coming home. Here's a wee song for you now, written over the past few years, which sums up that whole situation. It's simply called The Village, Where I Went to School.
Now I've travelled the world and I've heard people say, funny how life just slips away. But I knew that I'd come back here someday to the village where I went to school. In the corner of a field there's a big oak tree. It's been growing there before you and me. I carved my name for all to see in the village where I went to school. never been born in second-hand clothes that were tattered and torn in the village where I went to school. Where are they now? Some went o'er the sea, and once came back to the village like me. There's a smell of bread from the baker's shop, a little store where we bought our pop. The coalman's old horse goes clippity-clop in the village where I went to school. Yes, I've many treasured memories, like the time when all the school caught fleas, and the orchard where we climbed those trees in the village where I went to school. Now I've come back home and I reminisce, and I look around at the things I've missed. When the sun comes up on the place we first kissed, on the village where I went to school. Like the old village stream, the water goes on. Some folks have stayed, but the others have gone. Now I look around and I'll find me a wife. I've had my share of troubles and strife, but it's here I'll spend the last years of my life, in the village where I went to school. In the village where I went to school.
It's great and vitally important that we continue to sing the old bothy ballads, the Wheel Kent favourites. But it's great to know that bothy ballads are still being written today. One such gentleman who writes a tremendous amount of good material is a great North East character, Charlie Allen. And here's one that he wrote not so many years ago, called It's Lonely in the Bothy.
Often I get empty Aberdour, the boss had ne'er a clue. He couldna back a tractor cart, and there's no way he could glue. Therefore I got all the work to do that suited me just fine, in a bed in a little timmer bothy, where the Colwins they blaw underneath my timmer bothy door. And the moosies they juke and do to the knot holes in the floor. But that's nae the worst of being here, discomforts I can throw, for it's lonely at night in the bothy. Now I sort them on his fancy balls and put them down to pair, and I ken that I'm the best showman that ever walked the earth. Between all the judgings hour and the silver robin run, it's packed in my little timmer bothy, where the Colwins they blaw underneath my timmer bothy door. And the moosies they juke in and do to the knot holes in the floor. But that's nae the worst of being here, discomforts I can throw. It's lonely at night in the bothy. Oh, well, I've nae wife to tie me down, say I'm on the loose. And nearly elky necht I'm doing it all these public house. But ye canna blame a man for taking comforts where he can, for it's lonely at night in the bothy, where the Colwins they blaw underneath my timmer bothy door. And the moosies they juke and do to the knot holes in the floor. But that's nae the worst of being here, discomforts I can go. It's lonely at night in the bothy. Aye, it's lonely at night in the bothy.
Many Scots songs over the years have been able to stand the test of time. No matter where I go, whether I sing in this country or whether I sing abroad in places like Canada, there's always one or two old Scottish favourites which I'm requested to sing. And here's one for you now, The Road and the Miles to Dundee.
Cold winter was howling o'er moor and o'er man, and wild was the surge on the dark rolling sea. When I met about daybreak a bonny young lassie, wast me the road and the miles to Dundee. Said I, my young lassie, I canny will tell ye the road and the distance I canna will gie. But if you'll permit me take yon a wee pity, then I'll show ye the road and the miles to Dundee. At once she consented and gave me her hand. Never a word did I speak while the lassie might be. She appeared like an angel in feature and form as I walked by her side on the road to Dundee. At length we the house of Strathmerton behind us, the spires of the Toon in full view we could see. Then she said, gentle sir, I can never forget ye, for showing me so far on the road to Dundee. Then she took the goud pin frae the scarf in her bosom, and she said, keep ye this in remembrance of me. Then bravely I kissed the sweet lips of that lassie, and I parted we are on the road to Dundee. So here's to that lassie, I ne'er can forget her, and elk young laddie that's listening to me. Oh, never the sweet he can avoid a young lassie, though it's only to show her the road to Dundee. Though it's only to show her the road to Dundee.
A great friend of mine, Mike Paul, who lives in Vancouver, British Columbia in Canada, wrote a song several years ago called Chapelton. Chapelton is a farm just a few miles down the road from here at Haddo House. It's the farm where Mike Paul's mother was born and brought up. When he emigrated to Canada several years ago, he found the city of Vancouver a very lonely and big place, and he said that you couldn't see the sky for looking at the tall buildings. He often thought of being home at Ellen and in Chapelton, and this is the song that he composed for his mother about that farm, Chapelton.
Oh, the winds blow sweet and gentle, and the fields are fresh and green, and the lark and linnet sing a homeward song, and the murmur o' the burn as it tumbles to the sea. Oh, I wish I were in Chapelton today, for the city is so lonely, and you cannot see the sky. You see no smiling faces on the folk that pass you by. Oh, I'm longing for the cornfields, the smell o' new cut hay. Oh, I wish I were in Chapelton today. There's a longing sky of blue above the place that I adore. There are flocks of grazing sheep upon the brae. I can almost smell the lilac bush that blossoms by the door. Oh, I wish I were in Chapelton today. For the city is so lonely, and you cannot see the sky. You see no smiling faces on the folk that pass you by. When the bonny braes o' Buchan bloom, I'll be back home to stay. Oh, I wish I were in Chapelton today. There's a longing in my old heart for the place I lose so well. There's a yearning for the folk I ken the best. But there canna be a better place in all the world for me. Oh, I wish I were in Chapelton today. For the city is so lonely, and you cannot see the sky. You see no smiling faces on the folk that pass you by. But I ken that there will always be a smiling face for me when I am back at Chapelton someday. Aye, when I am back at Chapelton someday.
Mechanisation has a lot to answer for in the changing scene of rural life in northeast Scotland. As you travel around the countryside these days, you see a huge amount of empty and derelict cottages and houses. Here's a wee song for you now that sums up the whole situation. The Old House.
Lonely I wander through scenes of my childhood. They call back the memory, those happy days of yore. Gone are the old folk, the house stands deserted. No light in the window, no welcome at the door. Here's where the children played games on the heather. Here's where they sail away their boats on the burn. Where are they now? Some are dead, some have wandered. No more to their homes shall those children return. Lone is the house now, and lonely the moorland. The children are scattered, the old folks are gone. Why stand I here like a ghost and a shadow? 'Tis time I was moving, 'tis time I passed on. I wander through scenes of my childhood. They call back the memory, those happy days of yore. Gone are the old folk, the house stands deserted. No light in the window, no welcome at the door.
Just a few years ago, it was no uncommon sight to see travelling folk, tramps and hawkers, come into the northeast of Scotland. doing their annual rounds to places such as Achy Fair. But today it's a very uncommon sight. One such character who used to travel round the northeast of Scotland was a great ballad singer called Jimmy Macbeath. He sang this song, and it's called Come A Ye Tramps and Hacker Lads.
Oh, come a ye tramps and hacker lads, come gather ours a blood. The tramp the country round and round, come listen ye all. I'll tell to you a roving tale of sects that I've seen, far up into the snide north and south by Gretna Green. I seen the high Ben Nevis a town to the moon. I've been to Creefin by Callander and Rumpabonny, and by the Nethy silvery tides and places out the ken, far up into the snowy north lies Ardov's fairy glen. I'm happy in the summertime beneath the bright blue sky, nae thinking in the morning at night for I'm gone to lie. Barns or byres or anywhere or out among the hay, and if the weather days permit, I'm happy on a day. Oh, Loch Katrine and Loch Lomond, if I've been seen by me, the Dee, the Don and the Devon that hurries to the sea. Dundarg Castle by the way I nearly had forgot, and I the Rickle o' Cairn marks the house a Johnny Grot. Now I think I'll go to Paddy's land, I'm making up my mind, for Scotland's greatly altered now, sure I can't arrange the wind. But I will trust in Providence, if Providence will prove true, and I'll sing to you, O Heaven's Isle, when I come back to you, and I'll sing to you, O Heaven's Isle, when I come back to you.
Earlier I sang a song by Charlie Allen called It's Lonely in the Bothy. Charlie, who writes a lot of great songs, has summed up a super picture here in this next one. It's a picture of change, as Charlie sees it, by simply looking at a picture of the old folk on the wa.
I have gone near Heowd the Heldrail, and I've grazed the long park new. My bairnies they have scattered, and idle stands my plough. Well, I'm left here wi' my memories, Scythe, Tapner, Swingle Tree. In my hoosies was Sir Harold Wee, the things that used to be. I have pictures I in distance, though they bear nae fancy names. There's some hang in the parlour, adding up in gilded frames, but there's een that hangs Ballads among them, it's my favourite o' them all. Just a deuce old-fashioned photo, the old folks on the wall. I've a painting o' Loch Lomond of Burns at the Plume, some red deer on the hillside and the greys at Waterloo. There's a moonrise in the gloaming o' some old historic hall, but somehow my eye wanders to the old folks on the wall. I still see the Clydesdale swinging as they clatter up the close, and the single men with their bonnets off come in to get their brose, and the cuddles lonely skirling my at the moor at even's fall. How the memories crude and when I see the old folks on the wall. I still hear my mother scolding when we tore our bits of clays. I still feel the almond's milk yet when we set the hell ablaze. But the long, long years have passed now since they both were teen a wall. I'll I reveal the treasure of the old folks on the wall. Just a deuce old-fashioned photo, the old folks on the wall.
I hope you've enjoyed being with me over the past 50 minutes or so as I've travelled throughout my native northeast of Scotland singing some of my favourite songs. I'm going to finish off now by singing a song which started off as a poem. It was written by a retired minister at Aberdour, the Reverend Charles Burney. When I read the poem for a start, I sat down at the piano at home at Green Park and put some music to it. It's ended up being a very special favourite, and I hope it is to you too. It's called Tween the Tyree and the Dour.
Now the Tyree springs for woodies and the Dour runs to the sea, and atween them lie the thousand knaws that mean all the world to me. The Tigris and Euphrates bounded Adam's bonny bower. My little Eden lies atween the Tyree and the Dour. There's Toppican and Cabarty and Boynley's bonny den, Kirkmyres and Cooter Fanny and Soothsaid Harlewains. The fine big house at Tyree with its Milstein on the wall, and the arches telling no time from 5 per Stebbard Braw. Ging o'er the Merchland crossroads, take the road to Kellywarren. Cry by the craft at Allen's Hill, you'll welcome be eyes warm. Or speery at Mosgary, for the tracks to Sachen Tree. Sign had a war to Memsey for the maidens of Pittendree. Or round Black Hill you'll still see stooks sit up to 12 o'clock. For shelter till out winter, now you'll ne'er be care the crock. With the rebel hills for background, it's a Landseer in itself. These are scenes of Buchan beauty fit for Constable himself. Now there's music in the very daunt of words like Marna Marna, Mont Solly Cairn Marnan, Achlin or Ardecarna, Cowler Black Rigs and ladies for Gebog and Skelmany. They would send an echo through my hair until Michaelmas Day. And in the Drystein dikes at Tyree would only speak they tell. O Lantin and Grunled off we muckle Dargendale. And mony a hoose and behind steams to Brights and Fall, held a family together with its beanstalk and its wall. Well, there's money a tune deserted in the charmer lums of call. His little quines grow grunnies in swabber lums that all. On Mormon top there's fairlies that would mock her forebears' glow. I but Constance sings the psalmody, O Tyree under the Dour. I but Constance sings the psalmody, O Tyree